I got scammed by a car dealership, and how the new FTC CARS rule may protect you. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by Go Banking Rates and written by Laura Beck, titled 4 Sneaky Car Dealership Scams That Might Be Illegal in 2025. The author of this article referenced the FTC's Combating Auto Retail Scams, abbreviated CARS. This was supposed to take effect in July 2024, but it's being challenged. It is meant to crack down on 4 of the most common scams that car buyers have to navigate. My friends, grab a drink and some popcorn, because this is going to be good. This story is near and dear to my heart. I actually filed a formal complaint with the FTC and the Secretary of State because a car dealership that I tried to buy a used car from was engaged in unethical practices. After multiple letters to the car dealership general manager, they finally sent me a letter and a check to make me go away. I had told the general manager that I wanted to be reimbursed for my fuel that I wasted at the federal mileage rate. Many of these car dealerships prey on unsophisticated buyers, and my heart goes out to these people in the general public who are taken advantage of. Number 1 on the list is the bait and switch. According to the author, you see an ad for your dream car at an unbelievably low price, but when you get to the dealership, the salesperson hits you with the old, "just kidding." They might claim the advertised price was a typo or that the car is no longer available. Their real goal? Using that too good to be true offer to bait and lure you in before switching you to a much pricier option. Here are my thoughts. This is how the dealership scammed me. I believe I was scammed, even though I didn't buy the car. I still wasted my time and gas money and put more wear and tear on my vehicle going to the dealership. Let me explain. I saw a very nice used Toyota Avalon on cars.com. This vehicle was super clean. I called the dealership to make sure it was still available. I visited the car dealership and took a test drive. I expressed interest in buying the vehicle for the advertised price. I sat down with the salesperson who presented me with a deal sheet. He told me that the price advertised online included $2,000 for your trade-in. They looked at my 2004 Toyota Camry with over 400,000 miles on it, and they would not give me $2,000 for it because they said I missed the year cutoff by 1 year. My car is a 2004 and not a 2005. If my car had been a 2005, they could have done the deal. I was still somewhat interested in buying the car because they said they would give me $1,000 for my trade-in. But then I couldn't get the numbers to add up on the deal sheet. I did the math twice and couldn't figure out how they came up with their $16,321.30 figure. Here is the deal sheet for the car. The selling price was $14,990. Subtract $1,000 for my trade, and then add $30 for the government fee, $237.51 for the dock fee, and taxes of $1,065.79, and you only get $15,323.30. I did the math twice, and I still got $15,323.30. Where in the world did they come up with $16,321.30? They told me I had to pay for Z-Bart Shield for $699 and theft protection for $299. This wasn't included in the list of charges in this list. Instead, this is hidden at the bottom. They said they already put it on the car and couldn't take it off. This wasn't disclosed anywhere on their website or on cars.com. Basically, this dealership found a way to price their vehicles lower than their competition on cars.com by using this $2,000 for your trade-in to bring the price down, and then They will make up for the lower advertised price on cars.com by tacking on $699 for Z-Bart Shield and $299 for theft protection. They do this at the closing table. If they disclosed all of this on cars.com and on their own website in the fine print, then I'd have no problem with it. The problem is, they didn't fully disclose what they were doing. To make things worse, their deal sheet was confusing. It didn't add up when I did the math. Who in the world hides the $699 and $299 at the bottom instead of including it with all of the other fees in the list? I even showed this deal sheet to a guy who managed a new car franchise dealership for most of his adult life, and he could not figure it out either until I showed him the two fees at the bottom. In my opinion, they purposely made their deal sheet so confusing that people didn't understand how they were being scammed. This was not some shady little dealership in a rough area of town. This was a new car franchise car dealership that also sold used cars. I'm going to tell you this. When you complain to the FTC and the Secretary of State, it's basically like the dead letter box. The FTC never followed up with me. I just got an automated email. The Secretary of State reached out to me and I followed up with them, but then nothing. Many of these big dealerships are simply playing the odds. They will scam as many people as they can, and if they get one person who decides to complain or sue them, they will pay that person off. They will make a mountain of money off all of the other people who did not complain or sue them. At least I got some money from the owner of this dealership. I hope none of you fall victim to the bait and switch. Getting back to the article, the author said, number 2 on the list is feeding you junk fees. The author shared an example of $500 nitrogen-filled tires or useless warranties for services that your vehicle will never need. The author said, if the FTC CARS rule were to go into effect, dealers would have to get explicit consent for every charge, and they could not sneak anything in without your knowledge and approval. And get this, you would have the right to refuse any add-ons that you did not want. My friends, I hope this gets approved. People should have the right to refuse this junk. I don't care if it is nitrogen in the tires, paint protection, or some corny theft protection. Number 3 on the list from this article is targeting the troops. The author said, military members have been frequent targets for unscrupulous dealers. Shady salespeople often lie about their military affiliations or make false claims about issues service members care about. The FTC CARS rule would make it illegal for dealers to misrepresent their ties to the military or feed misinformation that could impact active duty personnel and their families. Well, I'm glad to hear about this. People protecting our country should not be targeted. Last on the list is burying the true costs. The author said at the end of the deal, many shoppers realize the quoted costs and payments don't match the final numbers. That's because dealers often hide or exclude important expenses from their initial pricing. Well, my friends, this is similar to what the dealership I encountered was doing with their deal sheet. I never went to the finance office at the dealership. I can only imagine what kind of other tricks they might have been involved with there. Now get this. If the FTC CARS rule is enacted in 2025, the FTC estimates it would save car buyers over $3.4 billion and 72 million hours per year in headaches. The National Auto Dealers Association is crying foul over the new rules, claiming the FTC overstepped. Here are my thoughts. I really hope this new FTC rule gets passed. Maybe some dealership owners will only be able to afford the Gulfstream G650 extended range instead of the G700 like Elon Musk has. Wouldn't that be sad? What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.